Period. From beginning to end, he keeps telling you, I want a people. Listen, I'm preparing a people. Over and over and over again. Now, with that being said, as we talk about this, and I'm going to leave this right here because, again, I got to jump back into my call, into my women's Bible study call. I want you guys to go back and look up the words image and likeness for tomorrow, and we'll walk through that. But my point is, and this is why, what we're going to do is walk through the word for the next couple of days from beginning to end, and we're just going to read all, because see, this is the thing that I really need y'all to take hold of, and why I want to do this with you guys. Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of people get jacked up because we start getting into conversations about, well, that was solely for the Jews. That was solely for the Gentiles. That was solely for the. But see, the thing that you don't understand is that my God, my Father, that I read about here in the text, he said, I am unchanging. And let me even say this. He said, I show no favoritism. I'm not a respecter of persons. So what I had for one, I got for the other. But then we also neglect the fact. And if you want the scriptural references where he talks about, I don't show favoritism. I'm not a respecter of person. But then we got to talk about the fact of Ephesians 3. Verses 4 through 7. And again, Ephesians 3, the whole thing. Just read the whole thing of Ephesians 3. But at the end of the day, he said the Gentiles are co-heirs. They're members of the same body and partners in the promise. So what I had for you, I got for them now, because through the blood of Jesus Christ, I engrafted them in. With that being said, Galatians, whether you go to Galatians, and I'm trying to stay away from my notes so I can get off of here real fast, okay? Because if I dig in my notes, I'm going to start going deeper. Galatians 3, and I want to say around verse 27, 28. In the Spirit, there is neither Jew nor Gentile, okay? I need y'all to hear this. Slave nor free, male or female, okay? Ephesians 3 and 6. I need y'all to hear this, okay? I need y'all to go back to Ephesians, okay? Ephesians 3, read it all out. Colossians 3 and 11. Go read them. Why am I saying this, okay? And this is why, even when I'm dealing with Hebrew Israelites, I always tell them, so now what? So now what? You want me to know about the history of the Hebrew Israelites. Now what? Because at the end of the day, the Gentiles now have access to the same promise. They are co-heirs. So now what? I'm saying all of that to say we must grab hold of the people part and the king part. And we must really begin to take hold of that. And most importantly, what I really want us to understand is that God is unchanging, okay? He is unchanging. That's what the word tells us. He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. He has not changed. So from Genesis to Revelation, his will, his plan, his purposes have not changed. The only thing that changed were the people. And I know y'all want to say, well, we've evolved. Technology has evolved, sweetie. You have not evolved. You still evil. You still wicked. You're still deceitful. Technology has evolved, but people still doing the same old foolishness, still rebelling against God, period. And so with that being said, this is why we're gonna talk about, and let's move into the unregenerate man on tomorrow, because as we understand the corrupt unregenerate man, because we touched in Genesis today, I want to talk about Adam and Eve. I want to talk about that whole history and progression of the unregenerate man, so that now we can start talking about the spirit versus the flesh. And we can start talking about, again, then we're going to make it right back to, and we're going to talk about salvation, because after we understand, and through that, I want to talk about tie in, and I want to give you specifically the will, the purpose, the plans of God as spoken in the Bible. Once we start to do that, it's going to really help you to start to connect the dots. So now when you're talking to people, and this is why when I'm talking to my friends who are, who are ministers,